Hi guys, so today we are going to discuss about the impact of AQI on the economic output of a state and even for that matter country. So if you look at the the air pollution of Delhi, you can look at the screen and then we can it is showing as 185, which is unhealthy. Now if you go to different areas here, for example, if you go to Mother Dairy Plant, Patparganj, Delhi, it is showing as unhealthy 144. If we go to Sector 1, Noida, it is showing as moderate. But in most of the parts in Delhi, it is showing as unhealthy. So we will just try to understand whether it is going to have an economic impact as well, and if there are any studies which have been done on this. So there is a study by Lancet. So if we look at the Wikipedia page on Lancet, this was founded in England in 1823 and it is a peer-reviewed general medical research journal. So it's a pretty established one, and there is a study which has been done by Lancet which refers to the economic impact. For example, if we which refers to the economic impact, health and economic impact of air pollution in the states of India, and this was done in 2019 under the Global Burden of Disease study. If you go through this study, we see that they have done a thorough research on this, and with reference to this report, however, we find that there are three important points which we can look into, and the points are: so the report is trying to build a case how the economic impact happens in a particular state or in a particular country. So now in this report we will try to find out three main reasons which could lead to economic impact on a particular state or on a country. One is lost output due to premature deaths. So in this they have mentioned that there is a loss of approximately 28.8 billion in India in 2019, which is a significant portion of GDP. Now the way in which they have calculated this is that because of AQI, if a person loses his life, then his productive years are kind of subtracted from the economic output which he could have generated, and also over his lifetime he could have generated a lot of economic output which is also lost. So all these outputs have been considered in giving us a consolidated figure. But if we look at it in a from another angle, then for a company, if a person is if a person loses his life and he is not and the vacancy is there in the company, they would hire a new person who would contribute to the economic output. So in a way, for a company or for a state or for a country for that matter, the significant loss would not be that much, because that economic output, at least in terms of India, would be replaced by somebody else. Maybe this could be the case in some other developed countries where it is difficult to find a person who could replace a person who lost his life. Now if you go to the another point, point number 2, reduce productivity from morbidity. So this is a significant point here. Because of morbidity, the people get sick, and there are people who are not able to be on the job, and there is a loss of economic output, and this type of economic output can also not be replaced by another person because the person is absent and he is expected to join back. And because of this, there is a significant loss a company, a state, a country faces. And this is also difficult to take care of, because it is difficult to find another person who would join while the other person is absent. So there is point number 3, healthcare expenditures. Because people are unhealthy, they are to be taken care of, and there is a certain healthcare expenditure which is supposed to happen on their health. So air pollution increases the burden on healthcare system due to pollution related diseases. Therefore it impacts overall economic efficiency. The reason for this is that the amount of expenditure which has been done on healthcare could have been invested in an alternate opportunity which could have generated more revenue and could have had a significant economic impact in terms of taking the economic output to the next level. But because a lot of expenses happen on healthcare expenditure, both from the government and from the personal wallet, this reduces and has a significant impact on the economic output. Now one might ask, what could be the economic impact? So there is another article. If we look at this article, checking growth, air pollution, economics impact on Delhi, we have taken an example of Delhi. Here we can see that business activities have reportedly declined by 20% as per the research done by this particular article, and this results in substantial financial loss, particularly for small and medium enterprises and seasonal businesses. Now we might also want to understand what could be the impact on the overall economy. So if we go to there is an article on Outlook Money which mentions that approximately 0.44%, which is closer to 0.5% of GDP, could be impacted because of air pollution. And in general, this also creates creates an environment where the new workforce is unwilling to move to that particular city or state where the level of pollutions are unhealthy, and because of that there is a significant economic loss. Now if you look at, there is an article on aqi.in. If you look at it, then in China there is annual welfare loss of $1.4 trillion, premature deaths 1.2 million annually. India, it is annual welfare loss of 560 billion, premature deaths of 1.67 million annually. United States, it's approximately 600 billion annual welfare loss, and premature deaths is approximately 100,000. In Russia, premature deaths are 120,000 annually, and the annual welfare loss is 150 billion. So we can relate that air quality index has a significant economic impact. It might not be the numbers which we have seen in these reports, which these numbers have been derived theoretically, but definitely there is an impact on the economy of a state or a company or country because of the unhealthy environment. So we can definitely see that there is an economic impact, and we need to take steps as a country, as citizens of this country, so as to reduce the level of air pollution and make this healthier for everybody, so that they are able to contribute to the economy of the country. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please do like, comment, share. Thank you very much.